take the opening face-off, and you can feel the excitement here in New Jersey. Crowd of probably around 15,000 in attendance, and the Blue Jays win the face-off, and they send it back to Kesenic, their freshman goaltender, who played very well in their win over Maryland in the semifinals.
In that same win, Bill, in the early going, Hopkins controlled the face-offs against Maryland, and it was then that they were able to control the tempo by getting that face-off, possessing the ball, and being very deliberate, making their shots count.
43 is Petra Malo, one of the close defenders, and Kesenic will start the clear on the right side. The midfielder Larry Ledoyen, a transfer from Virginia. He hands off to Brendan Kelly into the goal area. This is the Blue Jays' 13th appearance in the title game. For Cornell, it is their 4th. Here's Larry Ledoyen on the left side. He feeds Brian Wood, who had 5 goals in their semifinal win.
Interesting matchup on Bouvier. Vivian's on him. He normally plays crease. He'll be forced to go outside.
Brendan Kelly feeds Mike Morrill behind the cage. Morrill is number 3. He's guarded by Jones. Morrill on the near side, dropped the ball. Jones with a good stick check. And it is the Big Red with the ground ball. Paletta into the attack half. Here's Long. Feeds in front to Meyer, and he shot it over the net.
That was textbook Cornell lacrosse. They came right down the field, 4 passes, an excellent shot. They picked up the ball and immediately exercised the tempo they want to do. Richie Moran pushing the ball. He needs to move it a lot to get a lot of scores, a lot of shots.
They can light up the scoreboard. They put in 18 against Syracuse. Here's Goldstein, the nation's leading scorer, number 15. Circles the cage.
The big surprise here is that Lilly's playing Goldstein. The best guy, Petramala, is not on him.
Number 7 is Vince Angotti, a freshman. Fires to Bob Cummings, who wears number 9. Into that goal area off the screen. DiTomaso knocked the ball away, but Angotti regains. Shoots, and Kesenic made the first save of the game for the Blue Jays. Here come the Blue Jays. And a whistle behind the play. Danenchuk raced up the field, and there was a push behind the play. You see the call. And 1 minute.
That call happened all the way down when Kesenic got the ball, brought it out. He was hit from behind by Vince Angotti, and the play continued down to the other end of the field. A good break for Hopkins. Hopkins, again, with that deliberate style. They've got some excellent players, but they don't want to run and gun with Cornell. Now they'll have a chance with the extra man situation to get that early lead they desperately want.
If you don't follow lacrosse, there are 6 attacking Blue Jays against 5 defending Big Red players, plus the goaltender Smoller. Here's Brian Wood feeding Bouvier at the top of the box. John Wilkins on the right side, threw it by Wood. It will stay in play on this grass surface. Ledoyen gets run down, and Wood counterattacks. Feeds Bouvier in front to Morrill. He scores a man-up goal, and the Blue Jays take a 1-0 lead with the extra man goal, and Hopkins leads 1-0.
It really came off a transition style. It wasn't an extra man play at all, but this shows you how Hopkins is perfectly able to push the tempo of the game. Wood brings it in the middle of your screen, drops it down to Bouvier. Bouvier takes one more pass to Morrow. Watch Morrow. He makes the goalie commit high, drops it low underneath him. Once the goalie commits, of course, he can rarely change that direction. An excellent play by a Hopkins team who's pegged as being a very deliberate team, but obviously with the skills they have, they can pass and catch with any team in the country.
Gunning easily wins this faceoff and feeds it into Wood. And the Blue Jays have the attack again. Bouvier behind the net. Vivian guards him. Wood stepped out of bounds.
Nice play on the defensive side by Paletta. That's their #1 defender, Steve Paletta, 6'2", 190. He's matched up against that pure shooter, Brian Wood. A key for Cornell is to turn off the faucet on all that scoring that Brian Wood is capable of.
We'll see how the Big Red attempt their clear here. Not a particularly tough ride being employed by the Blue Jays. They're nearly conceding this.
Bill, they did this all against Maryland. That's a deep drop back, but we did see that there was a hint in practice that they might go to a 10-man ride in certain situations. So we'll watch for that. In this situation, it's a very soft defense, as you mentioned. Later on in the game, they may put on a 10-man pressure, which would be absolutely unique for Hopkins.
They get it across to Aaron Jones, one of those long sticks. He passes to Caliendo, number 22, a junior midfielder, native of New Jersey. Now here is Goldstein. Tries to run in on that midfielder. Here's Goldstein with a shot. He scores. Tim Goldstein puts it by Kesenic, and the Big Reds tie it at 1.
Real cat and mouse game by the coaches right now, Bill. An interesting thing that Zimmerman did is he put Lilly, number 37, not his best defender, on Goldstein, 15. Now, what does Goldstein do? He comes out top here and becomes a shooter, not a feeder. And as you can see, he can beat Lilly very easily, and he puts the ball in the hole. Goldstein, 15, normally a feeder, but right now turned into a shooter because of the matchup that Zimmerman put on him. Moran recognized it immediately and said to Goldstein, take this guy, Lilly. Take him to the cooker. He beat him easily. Got the shot, 1-1.
At 3:33, another Hopkins victory on the faceoff, and Wood is hit by Jones, but flips it to Morrow behind the back with a nifty pass. And now Chanachuk will settle it down for the attacking Blue Jays. Here's Brian Wood, number 15, guarded by Jones. Feeds Bouvier, who's 6'4".
This might be the toughest matchup, Bill, for Cornell. Vivian against Bouvier. Hopkins should take advantage of it.
Bouvier zings it wide. The Blue Jays will retain possession. Their player was closest to the end line when the shot sailed wide. Number 15 is Brian Wood, who started the season at midfield but was put back at attack because the Jays just weren't scoring any goals. And he had 5 in their semifinal win.
Good, come there.
Larry Ladoyan, a midfielder, number 14.
And you can hear Shimola, the goalie, calling out position for his defense.
Francis pokes it back to midfield, runs down a player, and Dressel regains, and the Jays counterattack. Here's Brendan Kelly, number 32. He's knocked down by Francis. And Aaron Jones races into Hopkins real estate. It's a 4-on-3. And Goldstein couldn't handle the pass.
That was a textbook fast break, and I'm telling you, Goldstein will be thinking about that one for about a week. They had another chance for a goal right there. Goldstein couldn't handle the pass.
Here's 15. Goldstein feeds in front to Meyer. Couldn't handle it, and the whistle blows. Back across field, an offside call. It's 1-1 in the national championship game. The Blue Jays red. We're back at the Lacrosse Championships at Rutgers, and the Johns Hopkins Blue Jays, looking for their 42nd national title, have a 3-2 first quarter lead.
And they've controlled the tempo as they have to do. They've been real successful in faceoffs, and that allows them to control that tempo. Very deliberate style. And what they've done to score, they really haven't beaten Cornell in a straight-up situation. All their goals came in unsettled or man-up opportunities. So man-to-man, Cornell's doing fine, but Hopkins is jumping all over them when there's an unsettled situation or an opportunity like an extra man.
Here's John Ciccarone, the sophomore attack man. Feeds in front for Kelly. Underhand flip. Goes by everybody and is corralled by Francis with a head of steam. Here's Todd Francis into the goal area. Shoots! Kesenic made the save. Didn't know where it was, and now he starts to clear. And the Jays will run back the other way.
And look at Francis. Bill Francis just did a 100-yard dash. He came back the other way, and now he's already back on defense. Tremendous condition this Cornell team's in. They feel that this is the best conditioned team that Cornell has ever had.
Brendan Kelly on the right, number 32. And Ciccarone. That's Morrill as time runs down in the first period. Play goes on. Jones knocks Morrill to the turf. And counterattacks for the Big Red.
Back center. Back left.
Cornell with that classic style, Bill. They bring the ball down, get it to the point right behind the goal, and then you'll start seeing a lot of cutting action as the point man sets up the play. In this case, out to Goldstein.
Get up, get up, get up.
You can hear Kesenic. Goldstein feeds Meyer. Kesenic made the save. The rebound is in the crease. Cummings is in there along with Petramala. And a hold call on Petramala. Mala. That'll give the ball to Cornell.
Actually, a push call. There was a fight for the possession of the ball. Kesselnick made the save. The ball was outside the crease, so he clamps it. Now, he can hold that. You cannot check his stick, but you can go underneath it. We'll get a chance to see it right now. He has possession. See his stick flash down, flush on the ground. You have to go underneath it, and that's what Cornell's trying to do. Mala came over to try to knock away the Cornell players. He was called for a push.
Here's Goldstein with the feed. It went right behind the man in front, and a quick shot is taken by Mike Cummings, and Kesselnick stopped it again as time expires in the first quarter. Cummings had the shot. Kesselnick makes the save, and after one for the national title, the Blue Jays lead 3-2. For the second quarter, rather, you know, the Blue Jays have won every face-off, Lee. 6
face-offs to none for Cornell. And again, that could be the only margin you need in a game of this importance, like any game, actually. 6-0 here, my times 4, it's 24-0. But even if they dominate those face-offs to any degree, they're going to have possession and the opportunity to control the tempo. A must for Hopkins so far, doing everything right, just like they did against Maryland to get here.
2 of the 3 Hopkins goals, the man-up variety with that extra man, and the third on a giveaway.
They really haven't beaten them straight up yet, so Cornell should feel fine. They should feel relaxed. Hopefully, Shamola, the goalie, is not shaken at all by those goals, because man up in the straight-ahead situations, he's playing a fine game. And it's only 3-2. This is anybody's ball game, as we thought it might go down to a real fourth-quarter situation.
Here's Mala.
You know, Bill, most of these championship games are low scoring. They just end up that way. There's a lot of tough defense, and both teams at the caliber of play right here don't extend themselves as much as they do during the season. Tighten up just a little bit.
It's also the second game in 3 days for these two teams.
Absolutely. Good point.
So come fourth quarter, that gas tank may be getting close to empty for some of the players, although it is a cool day, whereas during the semifinals, it was an oven on the field for the players. Here's Wood with the feed in front. Dressel tried to go behind his back, but lost it out of bounds after the missed shot, and the Big Red have the ball.
If you watch Paletta when he played Wood, he's wrapping him constantly. He's constantly putting Wood on Brian Wood. He's constantly hitting his stick to not give him any ease for shooting or for feeding. Paletta, the best defenseman for Cornell, doing a great job of controlling the D.
Again, the Blue Jays nearly conceding the clear here.
What they do is
Cummings will walk it up.
They make it real tough once you get to the middle of the field. It looks easy now, but once that second pass comes, or the first pass toward midfield, that's when everybody looks like they'll be taken.
This is Tim Vivian dancing into the goal area with the big stick. He shoots, and Kesselnick made the save. Here comes the freshman. Pass behind Steve Mitchell, out of bounds. A mistake there and a turnover by Hopkins.
Kesselnick is so impressive. He is so calm and cool in the goal, but he makes almost every save. You really have to beat him by feeding like Cornell normally does. You need to make 3 passes, 2 or 3 passes, to get him moving in the goal. If he's standing there waiting for the shot, you almost just can't beat him.
Hulk when he feeds. Back right.
This is the key matchup for Hopkins.
Goldstein draws a flag, a delayed call coming up. They have 1 shot, and they cannot bring the ball outside of the box on this slow whistle call. Here's Wurzburger.
Back left.
Back to Goldstein. And now the ball comes out of the box, and it will be a Cornell man up.
Wasted opportunity. That's a continuation. They should make sure they get a shot. They didn't do that. Mistake by Cornell. I'm sure Richie Moran would like to have his team go ahead and get the shot, no matter if it's a good shot or bad shot. Get the ball toward the goal when the referee is giving you the opportunity.
This is the first extra man opportunity for Cornell. The Jays are 2 of 2. They bring in Mike Cummings, 6, 22 Caliendo. And then up front, Bob Cummings, Goldstein, Wurzburger, and Meyer. Those are the 6 attacking Big Red.
And it starts right back there with Goldstein. He's behind the goal. He will set up the feeding situation from behind. They start off in a 1-3-2. The 1 is right there with Goldstein, the feeder.
Cummings out in front. Here's the shot. He scores. Mike Cummings.
Whoa, what a rocket that was. 10 goals on the year for Mike Cummings. He's only a freshman, but that's the shot you want from up front. Now he's up on top, and that's the kind of shot the guy on top has to take. He'll be up to your left, right here. Watch, he's begging for the ball. He gets it, 3 steps, nobody picks him up. He just gives it all he can. In that situation, velocity beats quickness almost every time. He just had an uncontested cannon shot, and Kesenic, who's been superb in this first part of play, didn't have a chance.
9 and 6, the Cummings brothers on the sidelines. They each have a goal. That one by Mike Cummings, the freshman, his 11th of the year. That's a record for freshmen at Cornell. Here's gunning off the face-off to Wood. Cornell has a solid future ahead. There's the extra man chances lead.
Johns Hopkins 2 for 2. Cornell 1 for 1. I tell you what, if those figures hold, that'll be the first time in history. Both teams real sharp on extra man.
Here's Dressel feeding Kelly. Chase behind the cage, feeds in front. They score. John Dressel, as John Ciccarone put it out in front, scores, and it is 4-3 Hopkins.
Well, the guy that made the play was Brendan Kelly. He came in from the sideline. It was a substitution play where he beat the man that was coming in to substitute on the defense. He beat his defense. Watch, he came flying in. He asked for the ball. He got it a little bit late, but what happened with the defense was Aaron Jones got confused. Right to the left, right there. Aaron Jones started looking to help, and conversely, John Dressel was wide open and got the shot. Brendan Kelly made the play by coming in from the sidelines, beating his defender, asking for the ball, and then finding the open man.
Hopkins has dominated on the faceoffs thus far, and they win their 8th. Dressel scoring from Ciccarone. Those are familiar names to Hopkins fans. And a loose ball push called. The possession
should go to Hopkins.
It should.
Timeout.
And a timeout has been taken by the Blue Jays. Well, they have the lead with 11:53 to play in the first half. For the national title, the Blue Jays by 1. Dressel getting the go-ahead goal, 2:57 into this second quarter. And the Blue Jays are on the attack as a nice crowd looks on here at Hopkins. There's a shot in front, and Schmoller went down to make the save, and he starts to clear. Nifty pass. Here come the Big Red on the fast break. Goldstein is robbed by Kesenic, and Meyer can't poke home the rebound. Here's Quint Kesenic, the nifty goaltender. He clears upfield to Greg Kelly, who feeds on to Pat Russell, number 8. Crossfield to Bouvier. And now Greg Kelly gets it back.
Hopkins is playing another perfect game. It's unbelievable how this team can do it day in and day out. Our credit to Zimmerman, Freddie Smith, all the coaches who have been there for so long. Of course, there is a long way to go, and it is only 4-3, but the way they control the tempo is just absolutely amazing. And the neat thing today, Bill, is that they're beating the goals they've scored have been on transition movement type plays, just like Cornell wants to happen for them. But Hopkins is setting them up and taking advantage of that situation.
Here's John Wilkins moving in. Zimmerman calls this his J team. Lines it up. He scores. John Wilkins with a beautiful roll dodge back to his left, and he fires it by Schmoller, and the Blue Jays have a 5-3 lead.
This is that blue team, the J team, as you call him. He's only a sophomore, Wilkins is. He spells the regular team, but he's an excellent player. Look at that. He literally beat Todd Francis. Francis was trying to beat him with a stick and didn't move his feet enough. Look, Francis sacrifices the body position. Wilkins maintains possession of the ball, gets in close enough, takes a nice shot that rose at the last moment and beat a goalie, Schmoller, who was on his knees already anticipating a low shot.
Wilkins' second goal of the tournament here. Cornell gets the ball on the possession. Here is Mike Cummings. He feeds Goldstein. There's a shot, and Kesenic went down to stop Angotti. And a nice clear upfield. Here come the Jays. Petramala and Mitchell. Here's Petramala with a shot, and it goes wide.
How about Quint Kesenic? The guy is unreal. A freshman goalie for Hopkins. Came in midway through the season, and he looks so calm, so seasoned, stopping everything. again, if you give him a chance to look at the ball, most of these shots have been situations where, as we look at Quint, where he can watch the man shoot, and that's where he's excellent. Cornell needs to move it with 2 or 3 passes, and any goalie can be beaten in that situation. They've got to move the ball like they've done all year.
Here's Bouvier turning and shooting, and Schmoller knocked that aside. And DeStefano corrals it, number 23. He's a junior from Crownsville, Maryland. And Vivian. Now they turn the heat up, do the Blue Jays on the ride, but it's easily broken by Cornell and Paletta. Now Caliendo. Under 10 minutes to play in the first half. 5-3 Hopkins. This is Goldstein, the nation's leading scorer. He has 2 points here today, 94 on the year. Good pick behind the cage. Meyer is back there. This is Mike Cummings. Moves in. Doesn't have the shot.
The Goldstein matchup looks to be a pretty good one. I think he can take Lilly. They got to get the ball back in Timmy Goldstein's hands.
Meyer stripped to the ball. Good defensive play.
And on the other side of the coin, that was going against their best defenseman. That's what you don't want to do. Keep it away from Petramala. Give it to Goldstein. Let him take Lilly. I think he has a good chance. He's only a sophomore. Lilly doesn't have the experience or the ability of Petramala.
Here's Caliendo, second-team All-Ivy League performer this past season. They run that screen behind the cage. Caliendo missed the streaking Mike Cummings, and they throw it away. They try to set a screen behind the cage to pick off one of the big sticks.
They've been doing that all game. They run back there and set a pick, actually, for the defender on the guy who wants to get the assist, the feed. And I'll tell you, they've been pretty close on it, too, Bill. I would not be surprised if they get a moving pick call, because they're coming in there, and it's real close call whether the guy's moving or not when he's setting that pick, something we can watch for later in the game.
Kesenic, the freshman goalie, has played a fine first half, feeds Kelly. Here's Brendan Kelly with a head of steam. Try to get it back into the middle of the field. LeDoyen will chase it down. He one-arms it to Wood. But it's picked up. Wood picks it back up away from McCormick. They got a man caught upfield as Bouvier moves in. Slips and falls. Bouvier had beat his man, but couldn't hold his footing. And now John Dressel goes down, and a flag is thrown. Goldstein will go off, I believe. No, it's 45 Conway. I thought it was 15, but Conway will go up.
If you find Goldstein down there playing defense, we're going to be in real trouble. Tremendous action, though. The ball was on the ground, and look at the hustle. Hopkins against tremendous pressure by Cornell. Cornell wanted the ball badly. Hopkins maintaining possession, protecting the ball with the body, and forcing Cornell to run right up their back and drawing that penalty.
The Blue Jays have a man up. But first, Richie Moran and Cornell call timeout. They're down 2. Each team has taken a timeout here in the first half. Thus, each has 1 remaining. It's a Hopkins man up. They've been perfect on the day, Lee.
This will be their 3rd opportunity. They've already scored 2 goals in the man-up situation. Hopkins beat an undefeated team to get into the finals in Maryland, the #1 ranked team. Now they're facing the #2 ranked team, another undefeated squad. Hopkins doing everything well in the championship series.
Here's Bouvier. Threw it behind Ciccarone. But on the grass, it stays in play. Had we been on Homewood Field, the home of the Blue Jays, that ball probably would have rolled out of bounds. Here's Wood. Extra man situation is over. We're even up again, and Bouvier is knocked down in front. Petramala brings it across. Now John Ciccarone. Wilkins and now Wood. Cornell has to feel a little bit better. They killed off one Johns Hopkins man advantage.
John Ciccarone being in the game effectively gives Hopkins 4 attackmen on the field right now.
As Wood fires it wide. Well, you know, when Bouvier could not play against Maryland and didn't play, Ciccarone played, but now Bouvier, Wood, Morrill are in there along with Ciccarone.
Absolutely. So another little wrinkle that Donnie Zimmerman's giving his offense. Brian Wood, 1 goal, 1 assist today. Tremendous. Goldstein on the other side, also on the 2 scoring plays for Cornell.
So with 4 attack men on the field, the Blue Jays buzz around Paul Schmoller, Cornell goaltender. Here's Bouvier. He and Wood were high school teammates. Bouvier shoots and scores. Craig Bouvier. Unstoppable there.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is a bad matchup. We talked about that when I first saw it. Vivian is a good defender, but you don't want to go against a big guy like Bouvier with the aggressive style of Cornell. Now, this is how Cornell plays defense. Look how aggressive they are. Hammer, hammer, hammer. That's the way they play. But Bouvier, that's the way he likes to play offense. He's big, he's strong, and what you don't want to do against Craig Bouvier is give him the opportunity to roll inside you. You need to stay in front of him. And by going out aggressively on Bouvier, you're giving him the chance with all his excellent skills of getting a good shot. Right there, he proved that Vivian has to keep his distance. Another good play, taking advantage of a matchup by Hopkins.
The game was tied at 3, but the Blue Jays have scored the last 3 goals in just under 6 minutes to take a 6-3 advantage. Cornell has had chances, but Kesenic has been very tough in the Blue Jay goal, and now Cornell turns it over. Stefano could not handle the pass.
You know, when you get that slow down tempo of Hopkins, it sort of has a way of bleeding over to your style of play. And Cornell now, who likes to pass the ball as many times as possible, gets that slow down mentality. It hurts their style of play. To beat Kesenic, they've got to move the ball. They've got to make 2 or 3 passes. And let's take a look at the turnovers. Pretty equal. Hopkins, though, taking advantage of more than Cornell is.
Again, that J team is on. Jeff I'm, Jay Clark, and Scott Marr at the attack. Pat Russell, John Wilkins, and Greg Kelly are the midfielders.
You should see a lot of motion.
A complete second unit here for Don Zimmerman.
They'll roll him around. He'll move the defense. He wants these guys to burn up some of the legs on that first unit of Cornell.
Here's Wilkins. Don Zimmerman compared this to what Dean Smith does in basketball at North Carolina. Oftentimes will bring in 5 fresh players just to make the other team play defense. Wilkins turns it over, and the Big Red counterattack, and DeStefano has a lot of room in front.
Goldstein's open far side.
And here he is, number 15. That J-team midfield will chase off. That leaves it 3-on-3. Goldstein weaves in front, backs in, leads Cummings, he scores!
Well, there's the pass that I was talking about. You can't come in on Kesenic, let him see you're going to shoot, and expect to beat him. He's too good. You've got to get him thinking you're going to shoot and pass to somebody else. And Goldstein recognizes that. He comes in one-on-one, but he's thinking feed all the way. Watch him. He beats Lilly one side, he beats him the other side. He looks to the crease now, feeds it off to the man coming by him, and boom. Kesenic has to move his feet. It's much tougher to have the save. Watch Kesenic now. If he's locked in, he's okay. He can make the save. Now he has to look left. He looks left, can't get set, and the shot is much easier for the scorer. Good play by Cornell.
Let me ask you, they chased those midfielders off. It was only 3-on-3. Was that a wise move to take 3 midfielders off the field in that situation?
I think Goldstein really wanted the ball. He was begging for it as soon as it came across midfield. He wanted to go against Lilly, and I think when he saw the players coming off, he knew there'd be motion on the field. And as long as his team's moving, he feels somebody will be open.
This long pass is knocked down by Francis. And now Ciccarone. It's 6-4 Johns Hopkins. 4 minutes. 25 seconds to play. Here's Brendan Kelly. Moves into his left. Winds up. His shot was deflected in front.
Well, that was a confused moment for Cornell. They didn't have defensive assignments, and they still don't.
And Ciccarone regains, feeds in front. Morrow's shot is deflected away. Schmoller got a piece. Now the goaltender trapped out of the net. Steve Long goes down. It's an open cage in front. The Big Red have the ball, but Wood strips it away. Big Brian McCormick cannot keep it in play.
I'll tell you what, that's the best play they could have done, is get it out of bounds and reset. Cornell was totally confused. Their defense was all over the field. They didn't have a player, and Hopkins had 2 or 3 opportunities there to get an easy goal because the defense wasn't set. They didn't have their assignments.
Don Zimmerman has taken his second time out. 3:56 to play. The Blue Jays have a 2-goal lead here at Rutgers Stadium. They are nearly as good as many Division I teams.
They're excellent.
Out of Geneva, New York, and Cornell out of Ithaca, New York, trying to make it an upstate New York sweep of lacrosse championships this year.
Well, Zimmerman diagrammed to play. Let's see what he sets up. You've got right here Wood against Paletta.
Wood and Paletta battling, and Paletta knocked the ball down. Wood regains. 6-4, the Blue Jays. Here's Wood with a shot. He scores. What a shot by Brian Wood. Not too many players can make that shot, but he accelerated by Paletta and picked the corner on Schmoller.
Well, this is the same as the last goal. Cornell's defensive philosophy is to be aggressive, but you can't be aggressive against the great players, and Wood is one of the great players. You see that play? Paletto's a tremendous defenseman, but he went out so aggressive that he gave Wood an opportunity to beat him, and of course, when Brian Wood gets the chance to rifle that shot, it's very tough to save. He happened to be excellent as far as marksmanship that time. He hit the corner, but again, last 2 times, the aggressive defense has caused failures and opportunities for Hopkins. Cornell may want to drop back off those 2 players because they will not beat you if you don't give them the opportunity.
Here come the Jays again. Mike Morrow guarded by Aaron Jones. They have a 3-goal advantage with 3:15 to play. Here's Morrow racing in front. Jones knocks the ball down. Here's Bouvier picking it up in front. Bouvier. Fired and behind Dressel. Vivian can't regain. Here's the feed in front, and Bouvier couldn't come down with it as Schmoller got out of the net.
That'll be a slash call on Hopkins, and good break for Cornell, I believe. There's a slash. Cornell will get an extra man. It's 2 minutes, 51 seconds left. There's Bouvier, good shot of him. Cornell has a chance to come back to within 2. Ball's on the ground. This is a good opportunity for slash. Watch, this is where the slash comes. It'll be to the right of your screen as the defense brings it out. Jones brings it out right there against the head. He hit him in the head as Jones came out with a nice face dodge move. He shoved the stick. The move was to get the ball out of the stick, but when he pulled it, the slash went to his face, and they get an extra man because of it.
They've scored 1 extra man goal on the day.
They start in a 1-3-2, Bill.
And Meyer, 27, feeds behind the net. Here's Cummings with a shot over the net and Kessening. You know, number 27, Steve Meyer for the Big Red has scored in every game this year. An all-Ivy League performer, only a sophomore. Richie Moran has all 3 of his attack men back for next year, so the Big Red are set for a year up there. Here's Goldstein trying to hit the cutting Bob Cummings that went behind him. Here's big Steve Mitchell. They force a turnover. Meyer with the play.
Well, the guy who made that play was, of course, the people that were pressuring Mitchell, but also Kessening went back to help him out behind the goal, and Goldstein was shadowing him the whole way, so there was no outlet pass for Mitchell, and those 3 Cornell players checked the ball out of Mitchell's stick.
Still with that extra man. Here's Mike Cummings off the crossbar.
Well, you heard it hit the crossbar. That ball just hit a little bit high. Only an inch would have brought it inside that pipe, and it would have stayed inside the 6x6. That's the shot they've been taking on this extra man. Very tough for Quinn Kessening to get a stick on it. It's so hard and it's so close.
Meyer chases off, and Vince Angotti comes on. So they've taken their leading goal scorer off the field.
Mike Cummings is on the other corner now. Let's see if they get a shot, same shot from the other side right there.
Here he is. He feeds Goldstein, who shot it wide. Bob Cummings the closest. Cornell retains possession. Goldstein didn't have a great angle here, but he took the shot anyway.
He checks the goalie out. He waits for the ball. Now he gets it. He'll make an advance. No, he stays right there flat-footed. Goes between the legs. That's where he was aiming, a little bit wide. Very tough shot with that little angle that he had shown.
Back to Mike Cummings as we rejoin live action. And he threw it right behind Brother Bob. Out of bounds. And the Blue Jays successfully kill off the penalty.
Cornell's been making small mistakes that have cost them goals. You see Donnie Zimmerman setting up his team. He's pointing to the clock. There are a minute 46 ticks left in this half. He wants possession, he wants control, and he wants a good shot to get back to a 4-goal lead, or actually open up a 4-goal lead against Cornell.
Cornell has trailed at the half of only one game this year. That was in their first playoff game against Adelphi at Sholkoff Field in Ithaca. Other than that, they have been ahead or have been even at every game at intermission.
Adelphi, they were down, what was it, 10-5, Bill? 10-5, I think. They came back and won 12-10, or an amazing comeback in that first playoff game.
Here's Mike Morrill with a minute 12 to play. Let's listen to Schmoller.
Where's the help? Where's the help? Where's the help?
He's banging the cage as Wood shoots it. Hopkins ball.
The hammering you hear is just that. Schmoller constantly tapping his stick against the pipe to make sure he's positioned properly.
He's like the catcher in baseball. He can see the entire field, so he can yell out the instructions.
Here's that tough matchup again. A good one for Hopkins.
Bouvier double team, gets the shot off, and Schmoller made the save. They doubled him. They'll do that very often, an aggressive defense. And with 40 seconds left, here come the Big Red. And they went offside. Or did they? Nope. They stopped the clock. A timeout for Richie Moran with 36 seconds left. So the veteran coach wants to set something up. We'll be back for the rest of the first half in a moment. They may see each other again. Schmoller only a sophomore and Kesenick a freshman.
One play now, Bill, with 36 seconds left. Richie Moran had an opportunity to call a timeout, set up an offense. He desperately would love to have a goal produced, down by 3 with only 30 seconds left.
That would give his team a boost going into that halftime locker room. Here's Meyer behind the cage. Feeds Goldstein. Feeds in front. And the shot really was never taken by Würzburger. Here's Goldstein again with the feed in front. Here's Gotti with a shot, and the whistle blows before we got it off.
In the air! Right here!
A loose ball push on Hopkins.
Boy, that's a tough call. They give the ball back to Cornell, but they almost stopped an offensive play by giving it to him. It's almost not worth the call. They stopped a little bit of a flurry by Cornell to give him the ball back. They already had it. 17 seconds left now, and I think that shot actually did go off of Kesenick. It was an excellent save. Good motion offense.
Here's Goldstein. Straight in. Shoots. Kesenick the save. And he'll clear it long as time runs down. Hopkins may get a shot here with 7 seconds left. Aaron Jones picks it up, and that's the end of the first half. At halftime of the national title game, the Johns Hopkins Blue Jays lead by 3. We're back at Rutgers in the NCAA championships in lacrosse. Johns Hopkins with that 2-goal lead. A lot of time left, and the Big Red scored the last 2 goals.
We saw a tremendous crowd that's here. Some representatives of that tremendous crowd, Bill. Standing room only, it looks like, for this championship game.
So it looks like the Final Four this year will draw about 30,000, and that's nice to see for the sport. Here's Goldstein behind the cage, feeds in front, and Caliendo couldn't come down with the pass. And it's regained by Gotti.
Credit Damon Stewart with the defense. He got a stick on the stick of the offender.
Caliendo circles the crease, feeds in front, and Würzburger couldn't come down with it. He Tomaso does. Starts to clear to Mitchell. They move the ball up very well when a flag is thrown. We have a penalty coming up on Paul Keener.
It's going to be an unsportsmanlike penalty. 1 minute in the box against Cornell. Keener, that really wasn't called for. He was a little bit over-emotional on that play. The play was well past him. Now watch G. Tomaso get rid of the ball, and he comes in, hits him high, uncalled for. That'll be unnecessary roughness. It'll cost him a minute in the box just when his team had some good momentum going for him. Hopkins, who's been deadly on the extra man today, goes back to that advantage.
They've scored twice with the extra man. They have a 9-7 lead. And here they come. Craig Bouvier feeds Wilkins on the right side. Paul Schmoller will be tested here. You can bet that. Wilkins couldn't handle the pass, but Ciccarone chases down.
Look how aggressive, Bill, Cornell is being on this man down. Don't forget they're a man short. They're pressuring the ball. They're very aggressive. Sometimes that leads to mistakes.
Ciccarone tried the left-handed shot and shot it wide.
Look at the man-up situation here. 2 for 3 for Hopkins, 1 for 3 for Cornell. That shows you that these two offenses are just high-powered and very, very effective.
Wilkins likes to shoot from that wing area. Here he is. Doesn't pull the trigger. Feeds Ciccarone. And now Morrow behind the cage. So Wilkins, now Wood. Here's LeDoyen. He can fire it also. Here's Wood. Schmoller turned him aside. Wood let a cannonading shot go, and Schmoller stopped him.
These two goalies have kept their teams in the game. There's been a lot of scoring, but critical saves by the goalies have kept each team within scoring range, within striking distance.
Here's Aaron Jones with good legs up the near side. Feeds it to Cummings, went by him. As long as they stay on side, they'll be okay. And they are, as Stevie Long picks it up.
That was a critical time for Cornell. Man advantage to Hopkins, and Cornell turned it back. They've got a little momentum going. They've scored the last 2 goals, and they certainly would like to get another one here to climb within 1.
It's 9-7 Hopkins. A shot, and the save by Kesenic, and the flag is thrown.
There'll be a slash
Zimmerman on the sidelines, very upset. His coaching staff berating the officials.
Slash on Lilly, I think, will be the call, but look at Quint right here. Follow the play. You might also see the slash if it comes in front of you. Quint goes down low, takes it right up, easy as you please. But as that was happening, slash call, I believe, on Lilly, which gives Cornell now the man opportunity. 30 seconds ago, Bill, they were man down. How about that? They turned that one away. Now they have a chance to come within 1.
All in play. Here we go. Here's Goldstein. Now Meyer on the left side. That banging you hear is Kesenic hitting the pipe with his stick. Caliendo feeds in front, and Cummings couldn't handle the pass. Kesenic will start the clear. They're a man down. He makes a nifty move there. He'll outrace one player. Feeding Petromalla. And look at Petromalla. Beats Caliendo. Dave Petromalla with the big stick. Hits LeDoyen off the bench. Penalty is released. And Brendan Kelly back to LeDoyen. And now Kelly one-on-one. Bouvier.
With a new matchup, that's Pilata on him.
Bouvier shoots, and the stop by Schmoller. Picks up the rebound. Fires it upfield. Hits his man in stride. Here comes Mike Cummings. To Meyer.
Petromala's, let's see if Petromala's a little tired. He made that full field clear.
Here's Goldstein racing in, comes behind, feeds in front. Score! John Wurzburger scores, and it's 9-8. It's his first goal of the day, and another assist for the nation's leading scorer, Tim Goldstein.
That's Tim Goldstein's 100th point. 100th point right here. Watch this. This is the combination that's worked for Cornell all year. Wurzburger just takes off, beats the defense, and Timmy Goldstein finds him. And, of course, Quint Kesenic, who's been absolutely tremendous, couldn't follow that one. Pinpointed beautifully by Wurzburger, the 100th point of his career, the nation's leading scorer. We're checking the record books, and points scored. The record for a senior is Mike French, 105 in 1976, another of the great Cornell teams.
So he's 5 away from French with a quarter and 3.5 minutes to play. It's 9-8. That'll give the ball to Hopkins on the hold. The Blue Jays had a 9-5 lead. Mike Cummings and Gotti and Wurzburger have scored here in the quarter to pull Cornell to within 1.
Bill, I talked about Cornell's effectiveness. They had to move the ball to score against Quint Kessenich. They're starting to move the ball, and they're starting to put it in the net.
Here's Wood guarded by Jones, who gives him a shove. Now they double team the man, and Bouvier is wide open, one-on-one, feeds in front, and Morrill is stopped by Smoller. They risk the double team, and the goalie bailed him out. Hopkins will have the ball back here, but Smoller with a brilliant save following the double team behind the cage.
What a tremendous play. It's tough to follow. They had a great opportunity. Bouvier elected not to take it himself, but to get it out in front. Smoller, look at him raising his hands, and watch how successful he is here. He goes out real quick, gets his body on it. His leg just hit it. The ball comes out front. He scoops it, and he's happy. Look at that. He turned away that opportunity for Hopkins. Now he's trying to help them clear it.
Here's Wood, one-on-one against Aaron Jones, beats him clean, winds up, shoots, and Smoller may have gotten a piece of it, or it may have hit Vivian, the close defender behind him.
Vivian looks like he made the save, and how about this for action? Both teams letting it all out right here. 2 minutes, 40 seconds left. Anybody's game.
In the third quarter, here's a long pass upfield, 9-8, Hopkins on top. Now everyone just takes a breath. The Big Red are looking for the equalizer. Goldstein races on that far side. Number 37 guarding him is Greg Lilly.
Tough assignment for Lilly.
Goldstein has already set an assist record in the season. He feeds in front. There's the shot. They score. Würzburger ties it at 9. Another beautiful pass from Goldstein, and what a day he's having in the national title game.
It's hard to believe that Goldstein can find Würzburger. Watch 17. He'll go to the right. 17 goes to the right. Goldstein sees him, and Würzburger pulls it back with an extended one arm and gets it behind Quint Kessenich. Tremendous play. Watch Quint. He's moving his feet. It's unbelievable that Würzburger even got the pass. He put it back in. Holy smokes. The last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the last 6 assists have come from Mr. Goldstein. He has a tournament record, 16 assists.
The Big Red have outscored Hopkins 5-2 in this third quarter.
Goldstein has 4 of the last, he's got 5 of the last 6 goals, plus the other one, he scored the goal. So he has been in effect 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the last goals have all been with Goldstein involved.
Here's Meyer with the feed in front, and it went over Würzburger. And it's corralled on the far side by Joe Lizio.
That was a good matchup at the beginning of the game. Goldstein against Lilly. I'm surprised that Hopkins is staying with it. He's absolutely dominating the field of play. They might be better to put Petromalo on him.
Here he comes again. Goldstein. Lilly hits him a couple of times. Flips to Caliendo. And now Meyer. Back to Lizio outside the goal area. We hit the 1-minute mark in the third quarter. Caliendo can't handle the pass, and Mitchell gives to Kessenich. And now the Hopkins fast break. They don't do that particularly well. And Aaron Jones counterattacks for Cornell. He sidesteps a man. Here's Würzburger shooting, and it went wide.
Würzburger was going against Shanachuk with a short stick. He faked like he was setting up for a feed. At the last moment, he pulled a shot with little or no angle. Nice ploy, but he missed the goal. They maintain possession with a good backup by Goldstein.
20 seconds to go. Here comes Bob Cummings. He moves in, he shoots, and Kessenich kicked it out as Cummings went to go low. Kessenich made the save. 10 seconds left. Here's Paletta digging it free. It stays in play. Do they have time for a shot? Würzburger, open net, shoots, and it went wide as time expires in the quarter. Würzburger nearly gave the Big Red the lead at the end of 3.
Score by quarters, Bill. Hopkins leading in the first half 3-2. You see first quarter 4-2. And now the big difference is in this half, we talked about it earlier on, Quint Kessenich is such a good goalie. Cornell early on was not playing their game. They were not passing from one player to another, not using 2 or 3 passes. They were just going right at Kessenich. He was turning them back. Now They're beating them by passing the ball around. And look at the face-off stats, dominated by Hopkins, but more importantly, the shots are pretty much even, and Cornell has pulled themselves back to an even situation.
Richie Moran had a long stick, number 37. Todd Francis take the face-off. The first time we've seen that. He'll chase off the field now, but he did not use a normal face-off man. He had one of his long stick defenders take the face-off, and they will have the possession. So chalk one up for the 19-year head coach of the Big Red, Richie Moran.
Francis is a great athlete, tremendous speed. Richie Moran has no qualms in using him in that situation.
This is Paul Keener. He wears number 25 for Cornell.
He's going against a short stick midi, and that's what he wants to take advantage of. One-on-one.
Now to Goldstein.
Hopkins maintains that matchup. Lilly against Goldstein. Look at Moran. He wants that to be taken advantage of. He wants Goldstein to beat Lilly.
Here he comes one-on-one. Goldstein, he moves in. And he'll go and circle the cage. Feeds in front. Vince Gotti comes down with it. And Gotti has some room on the switch defensively by Hopkins. He shoots, and Kesenick went up to make the save. Here's the clear to Chanenchuk, number 13. Chanenchuk into the goal area, feeds cross field. Here's a shot, and it was blocked by Aaron Jones as Wood teed it up. Wood. Flip-flops with Webster. 9 time, fourth quarter. Substitutions for Hopkins. They bring that first team attack in midfield in, and here's Brandon Kelly, number 32.
Hopkins very deliberate again. Back to square one with a tie score, and they want to control the tempo.
Kelly knocked to the turf by Bob Cummings, and let's see what the call is. A slash on Cummings, and a 1-minute man up coming for Johns Hopkins. John Zimmerman talks it over with Wilkins. He'll send in his extra man offense here. They could use a man up goal, and they may need one. They're going to win their third title in the last 5 years.
Well, this is where Hopkins has been deadly in this extra man play. We just noted that 1, 2, 3, 4, their last 5 goals for Hopkins have all been unassisted. Every goal except the first one for Cornell has had an assist, predominantly Goldstein. So this is a good opportunity to get one of those unassisted goals. Hopkins, of course, wanting to take advantage of it.
Bouvier feeds Wilkins on the right. LeDoyen, 14 on the left, can shoot it. Here it comes, and he shot it way wide. They set up LeDoyen. They've done that throughout their first 4 extra man chances.
Hopkins made the first 2, have missed on the last 2 shots or attempts at extra man.
Here's Dressel score. Ciccarone with a beautiful shot in front, and it's 10-9.
John Ciccarone was parked on the left pipe, right where he should be, and the ball was to the right. Now watch, all the way across field, Ciccarone stand there parked, just waiting, and of course, Schmoller had little or no chance to get back in time. Good play by Ciccarone. When the defense left him, he just parked himself on the pipe. Let's take a look at some of the play. After Wood gets rid of it, a check by Francis right into Wood. That's the aggressive style of Cornell. They come out and check. That one, of course, went up a little bit high, but the aggressive nature of Cornell sometimes can cost them goals. Somebody on the backside left Ciccarone open, and he parked himself on the pipe. Goal, Hopkins.
Here's a clean Cornell win by Lizio on the faceoff. He moves in, feeds Goldstein in front. Meyer couldn't tee it up. That's how fast you can fast break here. Here's Goldstein winding up and holding it. And 9, Hopkins, Goldstein feeds out. Here's Lizio. Spins, shoots. Kesenick never saw it, and it went wide. Quint comes out of his cage. Number 11, Quint Kesenick will pick up the ball. Lobs it back into the middle. Dangerous pass. Chanenchuk scoops it up.
That was a dangerous pass, but tremendous hustle, and he was leveled. Kesenick was absolutely leveled by Charlie Caliendo. It looked like a pretty clean play, actually. Tough call by the referee. Caliendo can have every right in the world to hit him as long as he has the ball. Now, see if he has the ball. As soon as he has the ball released, yep, a little bit late. Caliendo put his head down, didn't see that the ball was released. He had designs on really leveling Kesenic. You like to do that. If a goalie gets caught out of the goal, you level him enough. It takes him out of his game and keeps him inside that crease. Hopkins did it to Jim Beardmore, took him out of his game when they got to this final game by beating the fine Maryland team.
And Kesenic is coming to the bench. On the near sidelines, Don Zimmerman.
They gave him a different stick. I think he broke his stick.
1 minute.
Changed the equipment. Looks like they might have cracked the head of that stick, and he has to go in with a new tool, but that'll be all right. Those sticks are pretty much the same. Each player has 2 or 3 on the sideline. The important thing is that Kesenic is physically sound, and again, Hopkins with that man advantage.
The Blue Jays have the only goal of the quarter. It was 9-5 Hopkins. Cornell tied it at 9, but Ciccarone scored an extra man goal only moments ago to give the Jays a 10-9 lead, and now they have another man up. Here's Bouvier. Over to Wilkins on the right. Wood feeding in front. It went by everybody. That'll be a pass. That means Cornell gets the ball. Had it been a shot, Hopkins would have held on to it, but since it's a pass and it goes out of bounds, Cornell gets it.
It almost looked deflected, but what Brian did, he's got such a tremendous shot. Everybody has to respect the shot. He gave it 2 quick steps as if he was going to crank it up, and then passed over to the left side to the goalie's right, but he happened to miss the man because he was faking with his eyes so much. He really didn't keep his eye on his man that he was passing to.
Calling a withholding the ball from play on Keener. He had a hand on the ball, and that's illegal. So Keener will chase off, and Hopkins will have it.
I tell you, we've seen 2 of those calls in 2 games.
You don't see that all year, and then you see it twice in the playoffs.
Breaks my heart, I'll tell you right now. I didn't know these guys were cheaters. Come on, guys.
Well, that's how you used to play, I hear. Right?
No way.
Here's Bouvier in front, couldn't handle the pass. Morrill can't get it away from Aaron Jones. Look at Aaron Jones play, and he may draw a flag here. Yes, he will. Or will he?
Bouvier made the play. You'll get a slash call on Bouvier. He gets 1 minute, and now the ball goes back to Cornell. Watch the play as Aaron Jones, tremendous stick, beats 2 people, comes in here, and the slash call was right in that area. It could have been one of 2 people, but Aaron Jones draws the slash. Now what Cornell's going to have to do, I think, is get possession inside the box before they have the man advantage. It'll be even up, each team with a man down until they get the ball inside the box.
LaDoyen goes off for the 1 minute slash. You're right.
Bill, were you thinking about a delayed whistle possibly on that play? I guess if it's in the defensive end of the field, maybe they don't get the benefit.
They get the ball in the box. That releases Caliendo. He will pick up that ball. It is 6-on-5, a Cornell man up. They need a goal to tie it.
So far, they've liked to shoot from the corners. Look at Kesenic.
He came way out of the net to pick up the Cummings pass. Now Kesenic will be chased by Goldstein. Let's see how fast he can run. At midfield, he lost it. And Mike Cummings takes a chop at Kesenic.
Well, Kesenic did the right thing. He just wanted to keep control of the ball. If he didn't lose it, he was doing his job. And it was checked off by Goldstein. Now let's watch what he does. He sees the pass is going to be in his range. He makes a gamble, goes back, picks it up. Had he missed that, he would have been right back in. Really no harm done. Heads up play by Kesenic. When he brought the ball up to midfield, nobody to pass to, and then the ball hit the ground, he literally laid on the ball, stalling play. All they do is lose possession, and things are okay. You'd much rather have that than give up an open goal with nobody in there.
Cornell still with the man up. Here's Meyer. To Goldstein. Back to Meyer. And Kesenic made the save with the right foot. The rebound is stopped in front by Kesenic again. He made 2 big saves to keep it a 10-9 Hopkins lead. Here come the Blue Jays. Here's Mitchell. Goes back to his own defender. Crossfield pass. Cummings missed the check. Here comes Steve Ciccarone. Now LeDoyen out of the penalty box, moving in and shooting it wide. 10:08 to play. Regulation time. The Blue Jays 10 and the Big Red 9. It's 10-9 Hopkins here in the fourth quarter, just under 10 minutes to play, and the Big Red will start to clear, and Aaron Jones, very capable of running it up, has done so all afternoon, and he seems to have good legs still here in the fourth quarter.
This fourth quarter has belonged to Quint Kessenich. He's turned Cornell away. Cornell has made a big run at Hopkins, and they'd be in the lead right now if Kessenich hadn't made maybe 3 Hall of Fame saves. He's everywhere.
Here's Goldstein, one-on-one. Spins back right, and now left again. Here's Meyer. He shoots, and it's wide. No one backing it up. It'll be Hopkins' ball. Meyer has scored a goal in every game this year, but not today. They've held number 27 of Cornell off the scoreboard so far. Kessenich, one of the big reasons for that. He's played a superb game here as a freshman.
We've got every chance in the world here for an overtime sudden death situation, Bill, and if that happens, we'll go to 4-minute periods with a 2-minute break in between, and it'll be sudden death. First goal scored wins the championship.
4 previous championship games have gone to overtime, including last year's North Carolina victory over Virginia. Here's Damon Stewart moving in. He feeds Bouvier with a shot, and it was stopped in front. Smoller or Paletta made the save. It may have been the big stick Paletta.
Well, this is great lacrosse. Both teams moving the ball. That was an outstanding play on the fast break, hitting the back door on it. Actually, was in tight, but Smoller called the wall, turned it away.
Here's Vince Van Gotti. Over to Goldstein. 8:36 to play. Regulation time, 10-9 Hopkins. Here's Goldstein. Cannot step inside that circle. Feeds in front. And it's knocked down. Here's Dressel. Away from Keener. Feeds it up to Petramala. We had only 1 goal in the quarter. Scored by Ciccarone of the Blue Jays. That broke a 9-9 tie. Now here's Keener with a head of steam to Goldstein. Moves in, he shoots! And it was deflected wide by Kessenich out of bounds. Back to the Jays.
Kessenich continues to dominate play the defensive half of the field. This kid is unbelievable. Donnie Zimmerman would like to have it a little bit easier down there. He wants the defense to get under control. Look at him. He's yelling at his players as they come off. He wants them just to set up those clears, get control, slow the tempo. Don't forget, they have a 1-goal lead, but they continue to give Cornell opportunities.
To play as Kessenich starts out. He replaced Stuart Jones in the 6th game of the season. Jones was the senior. Now the Jays throw it away. Costly mistake, perhaps. Cornell gets it back.
Zimmerman stalking the sideline. Again, turnovers plaguing these teams, but on an even ratio, 18-16. Early on, Hopkins taking advantage of the turnover-type situations and transition goals. Clears for Hopkins, 1 for 5 in the fourth quarter. That has been the key. They have not been able to get it out on the clears, a lot of times just making stupid errors.
Number 9 is Bob Cummings, a first-team All-Ivy League performer. Started by Mitchell, and he flips it to Goldstein. Here comes Tim Goldstein. He moves in. Beautiful move, and Kessenich made the save. Goldstein ended up in the crease. That's a violation.
You talk about a great athlete, Bill. Watch Goldstein. He's really pushing Lilly to the limit. Goldstein's been in he's been involved in the last 6 goals. Look at that. He leaves his feet. He can't step in the crease. He knew he had little or no angle. So when he came in, he left his feet. Of course, when he does that, he gives Quint the absolute direction of a shot because he cannot shoot low anymore. But the athletic ability is tremendous on this guy, Goldstein. Not only can he feed well, but he can score, and he's taken it to the cooker for his team.
Here's the Hopkins clear.
Goldstein has 2 goals on the day, so again, with all his assists, he's a factor.
Here they come. Here's the feed. They score. It's a tie game. Off the transition. Tim Mulligan ties it at 10-10.
How about this for Mulligan? Here's what they love to do in Cornell. First, John Dressel has the ball checked away by Francis. Francis goes down in a heap. The ball comes up, and here they go. Now they'll look down the field and try to find Mulligan. It's Steve Long who does, and he comes in, pulls the stick back on the right, and just gets it by Kesenic to the far pipe, and he's happy about it. Tie score, 6 minutes, 58 seconds left.
We have a timeout taken by Don Zimmerman. 6:58 to play, regulation time. It's tied at 10. Zimmerman with only one clock stopper remaining. Here's a loose ball in the unsettled situation, and Petromala, cool and calm, feeds Cannon-Chuck on the left. Crossfield pass to Gunning. Gunning feeds in front to Bouvier, and his shot was deflected by Paletta. The big stick defender made a big senior play, stopping Bouvier.
What a play by Schmoller, too. Schmoller came right out to Bouvier to confuse him. Bouvier was confused. He waited 1 second longer than he normally would, and that was enough for the sliding defense to help out.
Here's Todd Francis, the long stick, feeding Caliendo.
Francis coming out now. We'll get the offense on board.
And Goldstein, who has 2 goals and 6 assists on the day, comes into the box. 10-10 tie, 4th quarter. 6 minutes to play in the national title game. Here's Goldstein.
Spot feed! Spot feed!
Beating Wurzburger. Pass behind it. Caliendo regains.
Bill, credit DiTomaso there. He got a stick on the shot.
Mike Cummings with a shot deflected high and over the cage. Johns, Hopkins ball.
Deflected off Wurzburger, and he's in pain. He tried to screen the goalie. He did a good job of that, but the shot hit him in the arm. He's actually hurt right now, and he's still on the field. He'll probably be able to continue, but that was a whistling shot that actually caught him in the shoulder arm. Let's take a look at it. Watch the shot come in. Wurzburger, 17, will come across the crease. See him across the crease? Now he ducks to get out of the way, right in the shoulder. Actually caught him. If it had missed Wurzburger, could have been a goal.
Keener in front, couldn't control the pass, and the whistle blows. We have a loose ball, push call on Cornell. The Blue Jays will get it back with 5:27 to play. Last year, it was North Carolina winning in overtime, 10-9.
Against this, well, it was against Hopkins, but North Carolina beat the Hopkins team to get there in a very, very late game situation. So this team has playoff experience. Cornell hasn't been here in a while, but they're playing up to their abilities.
Here's a length of the field pass. Morrill picks it up. That's the easiest way to clear the ball, is throw it 80 yards in the air. Look for Brian Wood, number 15 for Hopkins. Here's Larry Ladoyan. 5 minutes to play. And now John Ciccarone. Brendan Kelly. Moving in, here's Brendan Kelly feeding in front. Russell couldn't handle the pass, out of bounds. Cornell possession. And these fans who have traveled down from Ithaca, New York, are making some noise here in the stands today.
Brian McCormick right there, number 33, running off the field for Cornell, made that play. He was beaten coming in, but he stayed with his offensive player, and he checked the stick at the last moment to make that pass go awry. Give him credit. Cornell's aggressive on defense, but they got the good sticks to make it work.
Here's Schmoller with 4.5 to play. Over to Paletta.
We talk about our attendance today, 17,000 plus. Nice crowd.
So 30,000 for the 2 days here at Rutgers this year. They may get a delay call here. No, an offsides call on Cornell. Costly mistake. The Jays will get the ball back.
Real costly mistake. And I'll tell you what, Richie Moran's sitting there on the sidelines with his hands on his shoulders. He's got his hands up saying, what's going on? Look at the crowd here, part of that 17,000. and they love this action. 10-10, 4 minutes to go. You couldn't ask for a better finish to an absolutely tremendous and exciting season. Undefeated Cornell against the upstart traditional favorite Hopkins.
Here's Ledoyen on the left. Beat his man off that double team. Larry Ledoyen moves in. He shoots it wide. He did not quite have the angle. Hopkins will hold on to the ball as Ledoyen tried to sidearm one with the right-handed shot.
Bill, I think he had the angle. He just kind of missed the goal. But what happened there again was the aggressive defense of Cornell got them in trouble. They got to watch that. Late in the game here, you don't want to give an opportunity to a great shooting team like Hopkins.
Here's John Ciccarone, number 4 behind the cage. In front to Kelly, backhands it. And a crease violation. Kelly stepped inside that crease.
Kelly's furious with himself, but he shouldn't be. It was a tremendous play. He was triple teamed down there with the goalie and 2 defenders. Watch, the goalie and 2 defenders come in, and Kelly just lips it around Schmoller. Schmoller had nothing to say about it. Tremendous play by Kelly. He just missed the goal. You couldn't ask for that any better shot. It was the only shot available.
That goal crease is 18 feet in diameter, and the opposing team cannot enter it.
Every possession here could be the last possession.
Here's a long pass ahead of the field. Kessenik caught way out of the cage. And Goldstein moves in. There's no goalie. Now Kessenik gets back, and Goldstein bounced it wide. The freshman took a risk there and lost. But Goldstein could not hit the net. 3:29 to play in a tie game.
The matchup continues. Lilly, 37 against everything. The leading scorer in the country, Tim Goldstein.
He has 8 points on the day. And here he comes on the near side. And now a whistle as Richie Moran calls timeout. Cornell head coach wants to talk it over. 3:15 to play, regulation time. It's tied at 10. The Cornell Big Red, undefeated on the season, and the Johns Hopkins Blue Jays, the perennial power in lacrosse, are tied at 10. It was 7-4. The Blue Jays at half, they had a 9-5 lead, but Tim Goldstein, with 6 assists, led the Big Red back into the contest, and we're tied at 10 with 3:15 to play.
And 2 of the last 3 goals have been Goldstein to Wurzburger. They just called a timeout, Cornell did. You might look for that combination in this critical situation.
15 is Goldstein. Behind Kessenik.
Back right! They're doing picking and double picking on the crease for Wurzburger. They did 2 picks on him. Now they're back off and they're inverting. So they tried it once with Goldstein behind the goal. Now they may try it with him in front of the goal.
It is still 37 Lilly who guards him. Goldstein tries to run by him on the right. He beat him but dropped the ball, and Kessenik comes racing out of his cage. He throws it upfield. Mitchell hauls it in to Damon Stewart, racing down the right side. Makes the pass to Bouvier. And now he'll throw it to Chanenchuk. 2.5 minutes to play.
This is exactly where Hopkins wants to be. They control the tempo enough to keep a high-scoring Cornell team down to 10 goals. They're tied with them, 2 minutes left. They'd love nothing more than to eat up enough time to get 1 good shot and take it home.
Here's Ledoyen trying to run in. He shoots, and Schmoller turned him aside. A big save at the 2:08 mark. And Schmoller lobs it high and long, and Kessenik comes out, and he picks off the pass ahead of Meyer. Kessenik makes the pass to Dressel. Under 2 minutes to play as Bouvier moves in and shoots and scores! Craig Bouvier gives the Blue Jays an 11-10 lead with 1:51 to play.
Craig Bouvier has scored 3 of the last 4 goals. Let's take a look at him. That's nothing more than a power shot. He went for the far pipe, and Bouvier beat Coletta, the best Cornell has, but this is strictly power and accuracy as he puts it straight in. Look at Greg Bouvier, first-team All-American. He's been silenced lately with his leg. You see the hamstring injury, just like Brian Wood. Maybe not as dramatic in stats this year, but Brian Wood got him to this game, and Brian Wood looks like he might be taking him home with the trophy.
Hopkins by 1, and Gunning feeds Mitchell. And the whistle blows. Illegal procedures to call against Hopkins. Cornell will have the ball back with 1:43 to play.
Looked like illegal procedure play. That's what he signaled. I don't know exactly what it was. Wait for the call. Nevertheless, Cornell gets it back. Minute and 43 seconds. Couldn't be any closer, Bill.
Here comes Cummings. With 1:30 to play, the Big Red need an equalizer.
You don't want to go against Mitchell, and that's exactly what they did.
And Chanachuk counterattacks with a head of steam. Has Bouvier ahead of the play. He moves in, he shoots, and Schmoller made the save. And Paletta corrals the rebound. 1:18 to play. 11-10. Hopkins on top. Let's see what the Big Red can do.
Stupid play by Chanachuk. They had the lead and the ball, and he takes a shot from outside. They could have ended the game down there with possession. But he takes a shot. That's an all-or-nothing proposition. He didn't get the goal. Now Cornell has the ball back. I'm sure Zimmerman will have a few words about that.
Richie Moran calls the second Cornell timeout. So they have used up all their timeouts with 1:06 to play.
Richard Moran is one of the classiest coaches in the game of lacrosse. He's got a non-scholarship school that produces good teams year in and year out.
Here's Goldstein. Feeds in front of Meyer. Couldn't get the shot on.
A tremendous check by DiTomaso. DiTomaso was in there checking on it and took it away.
Here's Caliendo with 45 seconds. Moves right in. Draws a flag. The Cornell Big Red are going to have an extra man. They'll go on the man up with 39 seconds to play. The Big Red need the equalizer. Back in a moment. They need the equalizer.
Bill, they're only 1 for 5 in extra man situations.
Here's Goldstein behind the cage. Mike Cummings. Caliendo, now Goldstein back to Caliendo. Moves in front. Here's Mike Cummings. Couldn't handle the pass. 18 seconds left in the national championship game. Here's Cummings. Now Goldstein down to 10. Feeds in front. It's deflected. And it's deflected again with 3 seconds left. Out of bounds. Cornell has it. It was deflected. They'll have a chance for one more shot, perhaps.
They might get a chance for one more shot. I don't know if they'll get the shot off. This is very difficult. Hopkins will pack it in and won't give him a shot. Timeout by Johns Hopkins. And they're not going to give him that shot. We'll see the strategy that Zimmerman employs, but the idea here is that Cornell is about 25 yards away from the goal. They will have only 3 seconds to get somebody close enough to get a high percentage shot against the goalie that has looked to be the best goalie in the game of lacrosse today. And this game, as much as any game this year, shows that commitment to excellent play through that excellent coaching spearheaded by a guy named Fred Smith.
They have 3 seconds to put the ball in the net. If they don't, the Blue Jays are the champs. Chalk up another national title for the Johns Hopkins Blue Jays.
Well, they took a gamble. They had to go for it. And they tried to thread the needle through the defense. It actually would have worked had Cornell been moving. But look at the crown for Hopkins. Let's just enjoy their excitement as they win the national crown.